Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
Thanks for joining me on this Tuesday night. We still have snow flying across the area, slippery roads. We're going to check all of the details for you here on what we have going on right now. We're going to talk about more snow on your hump day, who sees it, and how much. We're going to talk about the cold that takes hold afterwards. And that's right, as we head towards Easter, we've been watching a chance for some snow. What didn't look too big yesterday has become a little more bigger today. All right, and a quick note from my sponsors at Robert Gibb and Sons. Hey, if you need a water heater, now is the time to do it. There's a free water heater if you upgrade at Robert Gibb and Sons. If you purchase or upgrade to a Bryant heating and air conditioning system, they're throwing in that water heater for free. Tell them Hutch sent you, give them a call today. I'll put a link in the bottom here so you can get to them as we're done. Now, as we take a look at our forecast this morning, things cleared out very quickly out to the west. You can see it here on the visible satellite loop, and you'll see the snow that is piled out in the west. That's the white stuff you see in the early part of the loop. We still have clouds producing snow in portions of the valley as well. But that white stuff in the morning caused some mighty low temperatures. It was cold out to the west. From my friends at the North Dakota Agricultural Network, we have temperatures this morning that were in the teens below zero. These would challenge records out here. Paul, good to hear you from Scobie, Montana. And here is a look, well, out not far from you, sub-zero temperatures out in places like Wolf Point and up in the Freud area as well. Now, as we take a look in central parts of the state, we did see some clearing there, temperatures near zero, but not a ton of snow there. We were milder this morning in the Red River Valley, thanks to the fact that we had some clouds blanking us in. Hey, Paul, thanks for the stars. I do want to say I am going just a little bit earlier than normal tonight just to try to get myself wrapped up, get a little extra sleep, and trying to fend off some under the weather feelings, if you know what I mean. So I appreciate you being flexible with Hutch's old broadcast schedule here. Hi, Mike. Good to have you on board. Here's what you can expect as we head into the evening hours. This is a look at the radar. We do continue to see a swirling mass of snow from International Falls to the Twin Cities. The National Weather Service has extended winter weather advisories in the Northern Valley as well as in and around the Twin Cities area for bands of snow that are making their way through. And look at this, right here in the Red River Valley, as we head to bed, there's some breaks in the clouds, but flakes flying. Yep, that's right. We have bands or streamers of light snow showers working their way through. Factor in those north winds that are gusty, and we definitely have that risk of seeing some more. Now, let's take that hour-by-hour forecast into account, and let me show you what we're going to be anticipating as we go through the overnight hours. Very quickly, we're going to look first at the 24 to 48-hour forecast. Then we will look at that system coming in for Easter Sunday and into Monday. Okay, let me go ahead and take a look at this model here. You'll see the bands of snow mainly as we go through the overnight hours, and also the wind is a little stronger out to the east. To the west, those isobars are farther apart, and that means less wind. So decreasing wind west as we go in toward the morning hours, and the snow showers continue. You're looking after midnight here. Snow showers persisting through the day and blossoming from, say, near Lake of the Woods County through International Falls all the way into the Arrowhead of Minnesota. And this lasts through the better part of the mid-morning hours. Here's noon, and as we continue through the day, it just continues to gradually exit. Our wind decreasing in the valley. The skies clearing in the valley. And places with snow better know that we're going to have a chance. That's right, we're going to have a chance at seeing some mighty cold temperatures. So as we go through the morning tomorrow, it's going to be cold in places that get that break in the clouds. We have them right now, as a matter of fact. Keep that in mind as you start your day. And take a look at this now as we look at our forecast for snowfall amounts. This particular model, I'm just going to throw up what this one is showing right now. And I'll give you what you need to know here. We could see another 1 to 4 inches, mainly in eastern Roseau County, 1 to 3 there. You get into Lake of the Woods and northern Beltrami County, we could see 1 to 3, maybe 4 inches there. So while you didn't see any snow for the majority of the event, it's all going to come on Hump Day. That's day 5 of this system. It started out in Montana on Saturday, kind of a precursor to the system. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and now tomorrow, still exiting through northern Minnesota. For the valley, though, here we're looking pretty good, and here's a look at your forecast. Woo-wee. It's going to be cold out to the west tomorrow morning. Bismarck, get ready for around 14 below zero. Minot will be below zero as well. Good chance at seeing temperatures colder than you see here in Fargo. I am going to go with 7 degrees for Fargo in the morning. And there's less snow on the ground in Grand Forks, but with any breaks in the clouds at all, you too will challenge that 10-degree mark. If you have snow on the ground, and you know where it is, right? We did have some snow in Fargo, some down into the southeastern quadrant of the state. And then as we head into Lakes country here, that's where the big bullseye was in the Brainerd Lakes area here. There's well over a foot of snow and 1 to 2 feet of snow in the Iron Range, and we still haven't gotten all of the reports for today. North winds in the morning will be brisk. North winds in the morning will gust to 35 miles per hour, meaning your commute will be slippery. That cold flow of air looks like this on the weather map for tomorrow. Northwest winds and north winds across the region. Most gusty across Minnesota with flakes and flying flakes. That's right, snow and BS across the region. Blowing snow. Sunshine spreading into the Red River Valley as we go through the afternoon, with the snow finally exiting as we head towards drive time. But it will still be slippery in northwest Minnesota up here, and we'll still have wind impacts and causing some slippery conditions in our area roads. Afternoon temperatures in the teens east with the flakes flying. That's a fluffy flying flake, by the way. Decreasing winds from around 25 in the afternoon in Fargo down to 15 by the evening. And the calm winds are going to set the stage. What are they setting the stage for? Uber cold weather. That's right, unbalmy air, a severe lack of heat for your Thursday morning. It'll be the coldest of the stretch. I do believe we'll challenge some records here across the valley. Here's what that looks like. Look at the cold taking hold Thursday. I do think Fargo will be what I've been forecasting, right around 4 to 5 below zero, maybe even colder. And if you have more than 3 inches of snow on the ground for you folks, maybe out near Parker's Prairie, eastern Becker, eastern Otter Tail County. See how this looks pretty mild? It has 0 in Wadena, by the way. Wadena, you picked up a fair amount of snow. Staples and into the Brainerd Lakes area. If it clears out, and it looks like it will clear out on your Thursday morning, I think you too will be way below 0. Let's keep that in mind. That's just your Hutch's hunch, thanks to his cracking elbow. Planning forecast, here's what you need to know. 7 in the morning tomorrow in Fargo, single digits here. Then as we go through the day, 23-year high, it's going to be unhot. Bitter cold on Thursday morning, and we stay cool in the afternoon, mid-20s. The sun goes to work, though, and the streets should loosen up a bit, and the melting will go on the pavement. Now, as we go into Friday, we can't rule out some good Friday light sprinkles, maybe mixed, depending on your temperature at your location. It will be warmer in areas with no snow. That's right. It will be warmer on Friday in Grand Forks and up north near the Devil's Lake Basin, quite possibly, than it is here in the south. On Saturday, I'm watching for just a spotty mix, nothing too significant. Then, beginning out west on Easter Sunday, out west, it looks like we'll see some snow potential. Now, right now, it looks like mainly South Dakota and western North Dakota, and it could be measurable. For the eastern third of North Dakota and into Minnesota, this system moves in on Monday as we head back to work. That's what it is looking like, and that's what next week is looking like, Wendell. But I will show you the model here because Hutch just likes to do that, and I'm going to put up the European model, and we'll show you this one. And this is the one that will get through this exiting system tonight. See it exiting, bye-bye. Still some snow in northern Minnesota tomorrow. Then it's clear and mighty cold as we head into Thursday morning. That's the timestamp you see there. This is 7 a.m. and it's unbalmy, as I showed you. Now, I will show you the large-scale storm system. There's the start of some Friday sprinkles south and flakes north. Nothing too big, it doesn't look like. But here comes, look at this. It's a Colorado low, and this develops Friday. That one zips through very quickly, but look at what's moving through the Rockies. Yet another system out of the desert Southwest and the Sierra Nevada. This system will bring a chance for some moderate to heavy snow, according to the European model here, across South Dakota and our southern counties. The track, obviously important, and it will change. So stay up to date. This timestamp here is Monday morning. So notice, Easter Sunday in the evening, the western Dakotas, and by Monday morning, it looks like it could be impacting the valley and expanding into Minnesota with what looks like a similar track to the system that we had this week, although it moves through a little faster and is out of here by the time we get to Tuesday very early in the morning. So that one certainly can change. That is a look at it. I'm not going over snowfall totals or potential with that. Tune into my broadcasts for the day tomorrow for details on that. Now the time is yours. Now the time is yours. I want to share with you some snowfall reports if you want to see them. We did have some snowfall reports that came in throughout the day today, but they did not account for what was falling today from, say, St. Cloud and from the lakes area, Brainerd Lakes area, and points north. So some very heavy snow made its way through those areas as well. And the snowfall reports continue to climb up in northern and northwestern parts of Minnesota. Here's a quick look at the snow reports that we have so far across the nation. I'll zoom this into our neck of the woods right away. So as this populates with snowfall reports in the last 24 hours, and looks like there's a loss of data here. Here we go. Let's get into our neck of the woods here. So some of these reports are a little older. I will share with you. This one came from 10:30 at night last night, and that's a 4-inch report in West Fargo. We had light flurries today and not a lot of additional snowfall here, but it'll be interesting to see storm total amounts here in the Fargo area. I know that my place, I had upwards of 3 inches and reports of 4 inches on the ground as we went through the Sunday timeframe into Monday. And then look at the big winners here. Fergus Falls, 6.5 inches. That was reported as we went through the day yesterday. 8.8 inches reported north of Fergus Falls. Some 10-inch reports in Lakes Country. Underwood, 10 inches. 10.5 inches near Battle Lake, and a number of those 10-inch reports near Henning. Those Fergus Falls, Otter Tail County reports likely showing, and they were where the heavy snow bands did set up, that there was some heavier snow there. And they kind of confirm each other with amounts in that 9 to 10 inch category. 9.5 in Deer Creek, 10 inches of snow reported in Sabika out there in Wadena County, north of Wadena. Look at this, Wadena, 1 mile to the northeast, 10.2 inches. Look at the Twin Cities, would you? Oh boy. Now, down to the south, as we go into Lakes Country, Brainerd Lakes Country, how about 18 inches there? That's Lake Shore, 18.3 inches in Casino. It was just a smorgasbord of snow in that area. The North Shore seeing an abundant amount of snow, and in the last 12 to 24 hours only, we've had a good 3 to 5 inches in and around the Twin Cities area reported. Let me see when these were reported. These were reported at 1 this afternoon, so after the snow had moved through on the 26th today. So they got another 3 to 5 inches on top of what they had in the previous time frame. I can go back to 36 hours on this, so 72 might be a bit much, but it'd be sure interesting to see. So some of these totals did add on top of those in the Twin Cities. This 12.2 out here in Otsego was 12.2 inches. That was for Sunday and Monday's storm event, and they got more today. So if you factor the 12.2 and throw on another 3 to 4 inches for today, they were in some healthy snowfall amounts there. Big winners in the Duluth area here. You see a lot of orange and red dots indicating over a foot of snow. And when we look up into the North Shore here, we do see some reports that were upwards of 16 and 17 inches. And we're just now getting some snow up north. As we look into the International Falls area, here's a report from Carp, Minnesota, with 3 inches there. 1.4 looks to be the rule as we look into the War Road area with only an inch in Badger and an inch in the Beltrami County area from our friends in Hallstatt. And that is a look at some of the snowfall reports. I'll go ahead and take a look at the road reports right quick. In North Dakota, it's been icy thanks to the wind. The DOT has been doing a stellar job of getting those roads cleared, but we still have very icy roads in southeast North Dakota. So the Highway 35 stretch making its way parallel to Interstate 94. The wind there keeping things very icy. Same thing goes, but look at this. Some clearing skies out to the west means cold is going to take hold, folks. We can confirm there's cold. Looks like there is a crash or an incident here on Interstate 94 at milepost 317. This is westbound I-94, reduced travel speeds there as you go through the, well, where is that? That is the traffic hazard. Oops, that area, I had to I have to zoom in just a little bit more to get my eyeball to see. That's not far there from the Buffalo exit, so keep that in mind. As we look at what's going on in Castleton, we see some breaks in the clouds and some very icy and glossy roads. So give yourself time in North Dakota. The roads are icy. A quick peek at Minnesota right now as we continue to see conditions that are pretty tough and rumble through that area. All right, here we go. Still completely covered roads in pink, I remind you, here in southwest Minnesota, where they had a huge amount of snow causing no travel advisories earlier in the day. Here's a look at the road conditions out here. This is the Milroy exit area, rather, and things are definitely clearing out there a little bit too, possibly, which means mighty cold is going to take hold. Very icy roads here on US 212. This is in the Dawson area there. And let's look a little bit closer at Highway 10 for our neck of the woods. As you get towards Alexandria on Interstate 94, it does look like we have some, well, look at the snow at the rest stop there heading into the evening. Quite a bit of snow. We do have incidents as well in and around Little Falls, a couple of them there. As you're going on that Highway 10 stretch, very icy roads apparent there with reduced visibilities at times thanks to the wind. Now, as you look at the Wahpeton area, 210 going into Battle Lake between there and Fergus Falls, reported icy. This area was hit with some heavy snow, as you saw. Here is a look at the interstate through the Fergus Falls area, and it's pretty glossy, meaning pretty icy. Now, as we look into the Highway 10 corridor, it's reported to be blue. That means seasonal travel conditions, and that's what it looks like. A couple of flakes possibly flying by in the atmosphere, and I would not fall, I guess, victim to the fact that you could get into some slippery spots there as well. So that's a look at the Minnesota roads. As we go up north, we have snowflakes flying up there in and around War Road. Let's see what it looks like. Yep, they're still flying. The radar doesn't show a ton of activity, but look at that horizontal flakiness there. War Road, I think Roosevelt and Badette will all see upwards of 2 to 4 inches of snow, and in pockets even more. And if you're watching from the northwest angle, it does look like you folks will have that chance. Lucky you to see some snow as well. Waskish and the Red Lakes area. Ooh, look at that. That road is covered with snow and the flakes are flying. So really, what was not much of an event for northern Minnesota for the entirety of this since Saturday and Sunday, you are now getting your opportunity to pick up a little of the wintry white stuff. That concludes my coverage for today on this Tuesday. If you have any questions, that would be good. What about Mankato, Minnesota, heading that way in the morning? Tyler, let me get that question to you addressed. Let's take a look at what's going on there. They had rain this morning down in Mankato, heavy rain, and then that was changed over to snow. I do believe the snow was more in the Twin Cities, though, than it was down in Mankato. So let me go ahead and put this up for you, Tyler, to get you caught up to what you are asking here. Sorry for the wait, Tyler. I appreciate your patience as we get through. So as you're heading down towards that Mankato area, we'll zoom out just a little bit. We do have Rochester, we do have Owatonna, we do have Northwood. All of these areas south of the Twin Cities have green showing up on the DOT reports here. But we also know that the green does not necessarily mean spot free. It does look like there is less snow on the interstate surface there, but we do see that the road looks to be pretty well cleared there by the DOT as we're looking. So that is a look at the Owatonna area as we go right into Mankato, depending on your route, which I don't know which route you might take here. Here's a look at Mankato right in town, and you can see in and around the area, the roads look to have been cleared. And notice this, you see on the road's edge here, you can see some grass. That means the amount of snow that they got was either melted by the heavy rain that they got or that it was a little bit lower there. Now, between Mankato and the interstate, though, depending on what route you take, you're going to run into a few stretches that could be interesting. That Hutchinson route might be a one that a lot of folks take. It does look like there's a little bit more ice and snow reported here on Highway 4. So if you're taking that exit out of Paynesville and through that route, you may run into a little bit more snow than if you venture just a little bit farther to the east. That's what it looks like on the DOT map for you. I hope that helps. Karen, thanks so much. It's been a very busy few days for old Hutch. I'm going to go rest my voice, take some vitamin C. Feel a little bit of a cold coming on, and I hope to not feel under the weather. pun may be intended. All right, let's see if there's anything else interesting that I had lined up to show you today that I may have forgot or not. Nope, that is it. That takes care of our broadcast tonight here on Hutch's Weather. You all have a very wonderful rest of your Tuesday night, and check back with me tomorrow. I'll keep you updated throughout the week as we head toward the Holy Week at Easter Sunday, and into Monday, we could have some wild weather making its way in. Take some Zicam, says Nancy. That's a good idea. I've been taking my vitamins and being as good as I can. I even did updates and then went and took a nap in the midday hours. So hope that does me some good. Thank you so very much. Happy shoveling, and we will talk again